Wonderful.
Hello, everyone.
So it just opens with us laughing. I love it.
Did you all see that GIF?
Yes. Oh my god.
That's so embarrassing. Oh, my volume's on.
Now, as soon as people meet me, they're just gonna make gifs of my face. And I love that picture of Wonderland.
Right?
Did you all see that?
Oh.
Yes.
It's making me pretty thick, if you know what I mean. No one knew what I mean.
I knew what you meant.
All right. So shall we get started on the recap?
We should give it a second for people to join.
All right. So this will be the time when everyone starts laughing.
Yeah, I forgot that I didn't advertise it.
I can advertise it now if you want.
I'll post the link in Discord.
I didn't see a notification about it.
I just got one now because we just went live. Do not subscribe to me, Code Blast.
I did. I see it's his concept. It's not a dive coaster. Weekly breakdown, there it is.
Okay, people are starting to join, so we'll give it a little bit longer.
Okay.
We'll post it. I'm all about that footers.
It's not a dive coaster.
It's not a dive coaster. Oh, it's not sharing my screen, is it?
No, it is.
Yeah, it is. Wait,
It's not showing on YouTube.
not on YouTube.
No, it's because it's not focused in on yours.
Click on your screen. Just click on it.
Yeah, you have to click on your screen, but like you have to go.
Oh, okay, there we go.
How many viewers do we have? 11.
6. We're doing so well.
Oh my god.
We have 12 right now.
2 times 6.
We'll start in a second, guys. We're just getting ourselves organized. And when I say us, I meant me. I'm on emergency flight at Wonderland today, so we're kind of behind because of me.
No, we're behind because of me. I was like...
Did someone die?
Stuck. No. Someone kind of had a heart attack, though.
Oh my god. Okay, now I feel terrible for joking about that. Roast me in the comments section for being a dick.
Nah, I mean...
Language.
I almost said the same thing, like, when people told me there was an incident that was happening, I almost said, like, what, did someone die? But I had to withhold myself.
Oh.
Eastern, did you seriously make an SLC?
Yeah. We're not showing it on stream, though, because this is completely
unsubscribing. Right, honestly, that's admin voice? Cool.
Whoa, lots of comments.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's like spam comments.
There's 14 people here. Let's start. Let's go.
Okay, so start us off, Easton. What we're talking about first?
All right. First thing is first. We have, starting off with Cedar Point, as you all may or may not have known, Amusement Insiders posted a video talking about, well, it was basically a clip of Steel Vengeance first drop, airtime hump, and the large airtime hill. So, first off, may I ask, has everyone seen that clip?
No. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I fanboyed over it.
What did you say? What clip are we talking about?
Steel Vengeance clip.
Oh, yes. I believe everyone's seen it.
The roller coaster porn.
So, what are everyone's thoughts on it? And, like, how does everyone feel about that?
It's sped up. I'm kidding.
It's not sped up. I did the physics calculations. It's not sped up. It's actually going a little bit slow. So, it's actually
oh my god,
pretty amazing. Like,
does that mean they're gonna put trim brakes though?
To think that that's a little slow, that's gonna be a crazy ride.
Yeah.
Right. But we learned that they might be testing it. We don't know for sure with steel wheels, and they might be switching over to nylon soon, which would affect the speed slightly.
Well, what they do with RMCs usually is they put the steel wheels first and then switch it over. So wear it in a little bit and then put it to urethane as well.
Right.
It's still gonna be a fast ride.
Definitely.
The problem with steel is it's really loud and not.
Well, the nylon wheels were loud too on Storm Chaser, and we all know how that sounds. It's like Batman the Ride loud.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, it's going to be a fast ride, and I think we're all definitely in for a treat with Steel Vengeance. Who's actually going to ride it?
I will.
Me.
I hope I will.
So, I know me, Brendan, and America are going.
Yeah, and Anthony too. I think we're doing a little Amusement Insiders trip now.
Oh my god. I'll be filming the entire trip.
Me too. I'll be live streaming. Hey
No,
guys.
honestly,
Brennan.
we should get multiple angles of that because it would just look cooler if we switched from cam to cam.
That's true.
I just need to buy a camera and not use my phone.
All right, then let's move on to the next topic, which was actually brought up from Fluffy the Best. California's Great America. There actually is a multiple news on that we'll get to later. But California's Great America is going to be removing a kids theater. I think it was the Peanuts Theater. I think if I can find a picture or like a Google Earth image of it, then I can show you. But what are everyone's thoughts on that? The news.
Hypercoaster much?
In the kids area? A junior hyper.
Well,
Junior
Goliath size hyper. Goliath Laron. I mean, when they marketed it as a junior hypercoaster for some reason.
I mean, I don't think they would. I think they might have been removing it for the hyper, but like maybe this hyper is going to be like drawn out.
Well, Brendan, do you have an image of where that is?
Yeah, I can look it up.
Because
so what park is this again?
California's Great America.
California's Great America.
I'm
trying to find it.
Sends you to like Disneyland, Six Flags Great America or something.
Yeah, but I think this is probably. I mean, it might be. They might have been removing it for footers or something for like the hyper because I think we all can agree that CGA is getting a hyper.
Although I think it would look pretty ugly if the hyper went right over the kids area.
Is this what they're talking about?
Let me see.
Oh my god. Oh no, I thought that was Vortex. That's Flight Deck.
I can't see where the kids area is.
It's like Planet Snoopy. Yeah, it's in that area. It's
in
somewhere in that area. Yeah. It was in Planet Snoopy. I don't have the exact post, so I can't tell you which exact one it is. But it is going to be removed. I don't.
Okay.
They didn't specify when or.
Oh, here it is.
Do you see it? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're going to be removing that. I don't know how they would be able to incorporate anything into that. From what I'm thinking, it's probably just going to be a new kids ride or something like that because I don't really know how you could.
They wouldn't put the hyper there. It'd make more sense to put it around the lakes where Flight Deck is.
Right.
And pull a Mako.
Wow, this.
Yeah, that actually
is not laid out very nice at all.
The park
definitely
looks really landlocked. I don't know how they're gonna fit a hyper in
Super
there.
landlocked. Super confusing.
Well, like if you look to where Flight Deck is, that's where they probably fit it. You can see
they removed this thing right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh my god!
Here's the theater. It's in the path.
What if both Great Americas got a hyper twister?
Oh my god!
I thought you meant at the same time. I was like, Raging Bull.
Yeah, we already have a hyper twister here, but
right.
Is Raging Bull any good?
I like it, but people say it sucks because it doesn't give any airtime. But I enjoy it.
It seems like a pretty well-paced ride.
Yeah, it's pretty well paced. It can also put through a lot of people really fast. I think it's the only ride in the park that has a mid-course brake run. Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry. We just got off topic.
What's this area? Are they allowed to touch that?
That's how they're gonna do Mako style hyper.
I think they might either put it there, or I actually heard rumors of them putting it like all throughout that one area.
They're
like
right here, right?
They make. Yeah. Like, they might somehow make it go over. There was one person telling me that it might like go all the way over and like around and then come back and go through all of these areas.
Yeah.
But, I think regardless, I think it's gonna be a good hyper. Like I think
for
none of us.
sure.
What if they made the mother of all parking lot coasters and put it straight through the parking lot.
Goliath style,
Now-
yeah, that would work.
Interesting topic of discussion. Can California's Great America afford a B&M Hyper? I say no.
We'll have to see what Railblazer does.
They would pull kind of like from everywhere to fit it in.
At this current attendance rate, they cannot justify a B&M Hyper to their stockholders.
No.
Well, what if this hypercoaster wasn't B&M? Like, think about it. Mac is doing some pretty awesome things. They just opened Time Traveler, which actually I have us talking about in a little bit. They have Time Traveler, DC Rivals. So what if instead of going B&M route, they go Mac
I think if they had to clone a ride, Flash at Lua Adventure would work so well.
Yeah, but then also with that, you have to think about like the land space. Like, do they really have anywhere to fit that?
They could.
Like, I mean,
the only place I could see is either on the parking lot or at the back, where a flight deck is.
They'd have to get really creative with it, but I feel like that'd be really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, nevertheless, it could happen. But I think regardless, it's just going to be a great year for that park.
For sure.
But kind of getting back on topic with the could they afford it? You gotta look at how Railblazer does, and then 2019 as well. They might, or they released that they were going to be getting some type of hyper in the near future, so they could have either already had that like invested, so like it's like ready to go for their projected hyper, B&M hyper, or maybe they have part of it invested and they're waiting to see what Railblazer does for the park and whatever they add in 2019. It could be something like that as well.
Yeah, they might be.
I'm already looking at the park. I'm looking at the park's infrastructure right now, and it's not in good shape.
Yeah,
It's not around.
Low-key. Well, when was the street view taken? Does it say?
I can fast forward us.
Okay.
So we're in 2014.
Okay. Well, yeah, that, you bring up a good point. If it's not, granted, parks can do tons of things within a year. Yeah. Look at King's Dominion. For their 40th year anniversary, they basically made that park better than ever. And that was only within like 1-2 years. So like they could have done something. Now, we don't have anyone from Great America on here, so we can't really talk about it too much. But I mean,
all King's Dominion did was bring the stinging mushrooms back, and that boosted attendance.
I mean, yeah, but they also kind of tidied up some of the buildings.
Yeah, I know.
Things like that.
King's Dominion's getting some serious upgrades in terms of infrastructure.
Oh my God, those pictures.
Definitely. But shall we move on to the next topic?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. We have some news from Time Traveler. Apparently, there were a lot of people getting turned down from the ride because there was something about the weight limit being like 200 or something. Now that might not be exact. Yeah, that might not be exact. Like per seat, I mean, that might not be exact. It might be a little more, a little less. But there were people that were saying that the test restraint didn't match with the actual ride. It's like the ride train. So what are everyone's thoughts on that occurring?
They changed the restraints?
Apparently the seats, the test restraints, like at the front, were different than the ones that were actually used for the ride. So I thought that was interesting, and apparently there were a lot of people that were turned down because they were said that it was said that they were too big or not big enough like to ride. So I just thought that was
really, really low.
Yeah. Now they might have the source I got this from, they might have had the numbers off a bit, but still, even if it's like 100 more, like 300,
It's still.
I mean, it sounds like one of those drop capsule slides that you can't ride it if you're too fat or too skinny.
Too thick.
Too thick. Yeah, no, but I just feel like that. low key.
Just saying.
But I just thought that was interesting how Mac would, go on to make a train design where it's designed to help you figure out if you're able to ride the ride, and then you get to the actual station and you're told otherwise because the seats didn't match up.
Can we talk about this parking lot for a second? Can you imagine being forced to park all the way over here?
Oh my god. Yes,
that reminds me of,
and that would be
actually,
horrible. Don't they have a tram that takes you to the park though?
Doesn't look like it.
Actually, I think they do.
Oh, they do. Here's one. It looks like. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they do.
But then that's like really far away from it. Like,
it's probably overflow, right? They don't use that often.
Where is Time Traveler actually? I don't think it's definitely not on the map. But where is it? Because I see Wildfire, I see Powder Keg.
It's near Thunderation.
Where?
So go over to you see like that Echo Theater. Go back a little bit to your right, Echo Hollow, and it's all in that area. So
just near Outlaw Run.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's the area that it's in, and
I was just thinking like Silver Dollar City doesn't have a wooden coaster, but I just completely forgot about Outlaw Run. I'm biased because it has steel rails, but then again, every roller coaster in the world has steel rails.
But kind of on the topic of Time Traveler, what are everyone's thoughts on it so far? From POVs and off-ride. Like, how does everyone feel about the ride currently?
I think
I like what they did with the spinning. Like, I would have rather had them have a more enjoyable ride without the spinning. But since
I agree.
Spinning, at least it's controlled a little bit, and it's not just wild mouse breaker back spinning super fast.
Right.
Yeah. I think it just like I saw the track layout first because I looked at an overhead shot before I looked at the teaser. I'm like, oh, cool. They're getting a Mac Mega coaster, and that wasn't the case.
Right.
It was a spinning coaster. I think I was a little turned off by it at first, but then like I looked at it a little further, and I'm like, that looks something enjoyable, and I'd probably ride it quite a bit. And it's not free spins, so you won't get too beaten up by it.
I agree with the people in the chat. It's definitely really well themed, and even if the ride's mediocre, it's still a good experience.
Yeah,
right.
I would say it's an amazing family coaster. I think they overhyped it, and it got more attention than it should have gotten. Yeah. But I understand this coaster is going to boost a lot of attendance.
I think it's also going to have Mac Rides coasters sold more in the U.S. now.
For sure. Mac's going to hit a rise very shortly with all the coasters that they're building and how well they're doing.
They're going to fill up the European market and then have to look elsewhere. And I think North America's the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
we all know how sick Japan coasters are. Fusion Raijin.
But Time Traveler, I feel like it looks to be a solid addition for the park.
Yeah.
Do I think it's the best in the park? In my opinion, no. I think Outlaw Run still has that title of best coaster at Silver Dollar City. But I do think that it is a top 3 coaster at the park by far. Like, better than Powder Keg, better than Thunderation.
So, should have gotten a B&M.
Should have gotten a B&M. But I do think that this was a good addition to the park. Yeah.
I'm one of those sticklers for B&M coasters, so I'd probably like Wildfire a lot more than Outlaw Run, but maybe. I don't know. I've never been on an RMC, so.
Yeah.
We will be soon.
Yeah.
But how about we move on to the next topic, which actually comes from Great Adventure. So this is actually kind of sad news for me because this is my home park. But apparently, according to a post that was on Facebook, they're going to be removing the following food places. There will be no... I'll wait till you...
I expected roller coasters as you were saying that. I completely forgot what you said at the beginning.
No. So they are retheming Main Street Pub. That will now be Main Street Snacks. Go Fresh by Nitro, our B&M Hypercoaster. will be gone, so that is sad. Primo's Pasta is now going to be located in Adventure Seaport. There will be no more, and this pains my heart so much. You don't understand. There will be no more Johnny Rockets at Great Adventure.
No.
Just let that sink in for a second.
I don't know what Johnny Rockets is, so what is it?
It's like the only good food at Six Flags parks.
Honestly, true.
Now, what type of food is it?
Think about. Wait, go ahead. Oh, so it's basically kind of like any burger place, but better, and they have fries and milkshakes, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
No more Ritas. That's also disappointing. No more Cold Stone. And I think this was a mistake, but there's no more Best of the West, which is if you go back by the log flume, you'll see that there's a building there, and that entire building encompasses Best of the West.
Oh.
So according to this Facebook post, there will be no more Best of the West, which is basically like Western. Well, I don't want to say Western, but it's like it's pretty good food.
So now they're like, we're a roller coaster park, so we need to put all our focus on the rides. So close all the food.
Yeah.
Little by little that season.
Yeah, it kind of disappoints me. Wait, is it me or is someone repeating?
I hear myself repeating.
Yeah, same.
And I sound like Darth Vader when I hear it again.
Hold on a second.
You know who you are? Someone might have
your
YouTube
fault.
open.
Yeah,
Sometimes we have YouTube open.
It's not me.
Yeah, I don't
Mine's
know.
open, so I can just see the chat.
Oh, do you have the volume all the way down?
It's paused at the beginning, so I'm not even hearing.
Okay. But I'll just continue. So from being a Great Adventure representative, I know about the park pretty well. Johnny Rockets is really popular in the park. It is up there with It's Johnny Rockets. There's like this pizzeria. I don't know the exact name of it. And a couple other places, Best of the West, Boardwalk Steak and Fries, and maybe one other place. And those are like really the top 5 places to go and eat at Great Adventure. And the fact that you're removing one of your 5 most popular, food places that everyone can go to eat, it's really kind of sad. Now,
That's
will they
replace
replace
McDonald's now?
Oof, let's not turn into LaRon.
Hey, not just LaRon has McDonald's.
Yeah, but they're known for their huge McDonald's. But
I mean, Ocean Park has a better McDonald's than LaRon's.
Oof. But yeah, so that's kind of sad. Rita's, that's also kind of sad because Rita's was pretty good there. Cold Stone, I think their trade, if you know what I mean, like their contract had ended, so that's why that was gone. Same thing. And then Best of the West, I feel like that might have been a mistake, but I could be wrong. And then kind of just some park things. They might be opening up if you go towards King Ka and El Toro. There used to be a pathway that connected the two back when Rolling Thunder was there, but because of the removal, they had since then separated the path. They said that they are planning to reopen those paths potentially in 2018. And another set of good news for the park is that King Ka and Jumanjaro, world's tallest coaster, along with the world's tallest drop ride, might become synchronized in 2018. So now they're going to be able to run together, which will be really awesome. Especially since ever since it's been open, it hasn't been able to run together due to New Jersey state law.
Never mind, I just barked.
But since they have since then, I guess got the law to like kind of been removed, if you know what I mean.
They lifted it.
Now they can run together. Now queue times should go down since most of the queue line from Ka and Zumanjaro was because that they couldn't run them both at the same time. Well, queue line should go down and ride experience should,
Zumanjaro's queue line was just because it's long to begin with. King Ka's is because of Zumanjaro.
Pretty much. But I mean, still, Zumanjaro, like I've been to the park and I've had to wait for King Ka to have the 3 trains launch before they would send out Zumanjaro to drop.
Oh, they'd wait to cycle 3 trains and then they'd send it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now they'll be able to run them both at the same time, which should improve operations and overall better the experience. And then something that I've talked about before, but still it's pretty relevant. El Toro retrack. El Toro is getting retracked.
Really?
First airtime. Yes, they are retracking the first airtime hill, the large turnaround, and the switchbacks. So all of which will be retracked. Yes, indeed, all 3 of those sections will be retracked. Switchbacks, I'm not 100% sure on, but I can confirm the first airtime hill and the turnaround. So that'll be a nice addition to El Toro. A lot of people have been complaining, saying that the turnaround and the switchbacks were rough. Now they can stop whining, and that's because it'll be getting a retrack. So all of which is fantastic. Now, aside from Great Adventure, because I know I've been talking about that for like ever now, at least it feels. Railblazer. I don't know if any of you have heard, but that opening has been delayed to early May to late April to early May. So how is everyone feeling about that?
Because of the theming, that's all.
At least
Yeah.
Golden Lasso coaster is opening.
Wait, they opened it? No, it
still on
hasn't
time.
opened yet.
Like,
Yeah,
But it
they're
looks
still-
like it's well on time, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I heard they're almost ahead of schedule on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
ahead of schedule? Wow.
Yeah, I was watching a video and one of the guys said, yeah, we're like 2 days ahead of schedule, so we might be able to open it earlier and get it soft open or something.
Oh, that's
Ahead
good.
of schedule.
That's a park stream right there.
But yeah.
That's
So-
probably a bold statement because now it's going to snow in Texas and it's going to be closed.
Yeah.
Let's be real,
See-
there's going to be like a foot of snow on the ground.
I'm going to touch on that when we get to Canada's Wonderland, but that's an interesting topic about weather and how it impacts construction.
Definitely, and we are getting to Canada's Wonderland soon, so stay tuned. And finally, before we get into Canada's Wonderland, there was reportedly a crane next to V2 vertical velocity at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. So, based on what I've just said, what is everyone's thoughts on the future for that area, or what does anyone think could potentially be happening?
I'm not
Any
sure.
Yeah.
All I have to say is should have gotten a B&M.
Are you dating the B&M girl?
No.
Yes.
I am the B&M girl.
Oh!
Hey guys! Should have gotten a B&M.
But I actually thought about something that might cause like a topic to like kind of spur up.
Oh, God.
Does anyone think that an SNS free spin could come to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom?
Yes.
Totally.
Where is vertical velocity? I can't find it.
It's right there.
It's
That thing. The red thing?
yeah,
The red one.
yeah, yeah.
It's just a flattened vertical velocity because of the 150 height limit.
No, Godzilla came by and knocked it down, so...
Oof.
They have a 150 height limit at this park?
Yeah, that's why it's so short.
And that's part of
Free
the
spin, definitely possible.
yeah,
They can even reuse the queue in station pretty much.
pretty much yeah.
Just
Yeah.
maybe
They would-
re-roof it. But
We're right. But because some people were saying, oh, it's gonna get torn down, or oh, they're gonna repaint it. I don't think they would repaint it, but I feel like
nice.
yeah, I don't think they'd repaint it. Maybe I would hope that they wouldn't remove it, but maybe. And if they did, then obviously something better, hopefully, would come in store. Cough, cough. Six Flags Great America.
What a great view.
No, they're
No
going to
wonder-
get Nickum and Zach spin instead.
Oh my god, that would be funny.
Do they have a boomerang there?
Yes.
Well, they're going to get a giant inverted boomerang now.
They
Six
have a bunch of
Flags
shuttle
Kingdom.
coasters because it's so small, right?
Yeah. A lot of their coasters are like towards the front, which is part of the reason why their skyline works so well, because you literally just have all of the coasters, bam, right in front of you.
If you want to ride the kids stuff, go to the back.
That's where all the animals are.
Wonderland.
But now that we are finished with all of the news from other parks, let's get on to the part that everyone's been looking forward to, Canada's Wonderland.
Everyone's here for Six Flags. I don't know what you're talking about. Everyone's here for Six Flags LeBron.
The topic that everyone wants.
About the coasters they're getting.
But let's talk about something serious that I know Brendan was going to bring up. Brendan, would you like to finish what I've started?
What do you mean?
It's Skywriter.
No, the tweet. Dave's tweet.
Oh, Dave's tweet. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, Dave and I are best friends. He was tweeting this at me. No. So everyone knows what Dave's tweet was. It says 6 weeks until season pass sneak preview night at Canada's Wonderland. Hashtag, of course, new rides and a few other, in quotations, things to see. And then he has the kind of like the face. And then he also has, thank goodness it's Friday. So I think we all missed this. We're actually getting a TGI Fridays in the park.
Oh, cool.
I'm kidding. So,
Winterfest.
In all honesty, I do think this tweet was subtly being like, okay, yeah, we have some things going on for 2019. But in reality, I think the tweet is also about the park being half under construction for the 2018 season.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think
as you
it's going
see
to take
here,
away from the experience, honestly, for coaster enthusiasts. For the
you know,
GP,
and
maybe.
the park's going to be back together in time. Like they have a massive shipment of bricks that arrived for them to redo the bricking and all the pathways.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of changes, and that's what this tweet is referring to. So we obviously know that this trampoline thing here is going to be flying canoes. Lumberjack is going right here. Right across from the trampoline, right here in this little patch of trees here, it looks like a new restaurant or a new gift shop is being built. So I can see wood frame for whatever they're building there. It looks interesting. It almost looks like a Starbucks, if I had to guess. Like if I was driving through town and I saw a Starbucks being built, that's what it looked like. It had like, I don't know. It's like a smaller building. It doesn't look like a big restaurant, like a sit-down restaurant, but it looks like something. Mm-hmm. Then, so you have your two flat rides. The rumor is that Splashworks is getting a pretty big expansion. So I can see in my drone footage that these slides have actually been taken out as of Friday. So
really?
These slides are gone. Yeah. This whole area is ripped up, and we know that this is going to be redone to a kids area. The rumor is it's going to be kind of like a Canadian-themed Splashworks expansion. We don't know if that's true, but I'm guessing with what we're seeing at the park that very well is probably going to be true. We're hearing rumors that Front Gate got a little bit of an expansion in terms of just adding more turnstiles. We all know how necessary. Why does it look like someone died there? Looked like a bunch of people died.
That's people, dude.
Oh, okay.
Just bodies.
Oh, yeah, it is. So we know that every single building here got ripped up, and it's replaced by Canadian-themed buildings now. Those buildings cost like $100,000 per building, so we all know how expensive this renovation cost.
Should have gone to
right? Starlight Spectacular is obviously getting renoed. Mindbuster. So just to put this into perspective, so we know this Helix was replaced last year, most of it. This year, all of it. Yeah, you're right. From here, all the way to here is being redone right now.
Isn't it like? Is it the return trip or the outgoing trip?
The outgoing.
Okay. Because the return wasn't so bad. It was outgoing that I had a sharp jolt on.
So we all know that pretty much, we can't say that it pretty much doesn't guarantee an RMC, but I mean, at this point, they've retracked like 3/4 of the ride now. And I have a feeling if they were going to RMC it in the next couple of years, they would just be doing as little as possible to this ride, like retracking only very small parts if it needed it, absolutely. What else? There's so many rumors about what's going on. All the washrooms in the park are being renovated. I can see that on my drone.
Spoiler, we're getting Skyrider back.
There's rumors of Wonder Mountain's Guardian getting a small reno to finally get the trains working properly.
And the 3D
Restaurants
glasses
are being
working.
upgraded to handle the capacity of the park because we know that they're like an hour and a half lines to get food. And that's a lot. I mean, I'm probably missing things.
Yeah, there's more. Kind of going into what I had next on the list. The footers, more footers and potential track going in the tunnel soon.
Perfect. Switch over to that picture. Okay. So to put this into, let me see if there's any questions. No, not really.
Oh, before we do go into this, I did want to mention some stuff that Fluff said. He said for V2 is probably getting worked on. Harley Quinn was being worked on. Yes, on Free Spin. And there is a new restaurant. The official area is called DC Universe. And that's all for Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. And now, Brendan, you may go on your talk about the...
Yeah, Fluffy also brought it up. Accelerator was also testing at Knott's.
Yes.
Oh, I heard that. I did hear that from someone else too.
So that's going to be reopened.
Yeah, it's estimated to be reopened within the next couple of weeks. So everyone look forward to that, hopefully.
Yeah. I really hope they don't have to rip that out because it looks like a fantastic ride.
So if you guys look closely, the tunnel is angled now.
I can't see.
It's upside down pyramid.
Come on, computer. The tunnel is
like an upside down pyramid, if you can picture that.
Ah, yeah.
Right.
So both sides are slanted downward. So we obviously know it's curved for a sit-down style coaster. So to clarify, it is curved for a sit-down style coaster. We know that because the track is also curved
for a 6-seat dive coaster?
Sorry?
Is it wide enough for a 6-seater dive coaster?
It's not wide at all, to be honest. It's not very wide. It's about 3 supports here wide, if you were to put that into perspective. So 1, 2, 3. That's about as wide as it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But we don't know how wide that is, right? It's hard to tell because sometimes track is a lot longer than it appears in pictures. So 3 supports here might actually be a lot wider than our eyes are perceiving it right now in this picture. Pictures do not do things justice, so it's hard to tell.
Valraven's train to see.
Yeah.
Or Gatekeeper's train. Because then we'd know. It looks like the planes are put back together for flying or Skyhawk.
Yeah. Oh, I think they've been there. The planes, yeah, they've been attached all winter. I think it's slightly off the ground though.
Yeah, they have to. Windseeker's on the ground. That's interesting. It's usually in the air. So I've noticed.
I don't think I've seen it in the air this winter. There are, so I can confirm there are more footers than Valraven on this site already. It's hard to see in this picture. We've counted and we've added up on this land, but there are more footers than on Valraven's. But interesting topic, not every footer has a metal piece coming out of the footer for a support to connect, which means it could be for theming, or pathways or bridges or whatever. It could be anything, but we're not sure yet. Again, at this point, I don't think any of us are going to figure out what this thing is until August or if something leaks.
Well, as soon as we see the exact size of the tunnel, we'll be able to gauge it.
Yeah.
So I know I'm going to be creeping over the fence to go and see, unless they put construction walls to piss me off.
There are orange pylons in this forest. You can't see them in this picture. There's tree clearing that happened right here on both sides.
I can actually pick it out with my good eyes. There's a tree that's marked for removal with an orange tag. To the left. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't.
I'm just kidding.
Now that I think about
it. But again, here, I'll go over here. There is a bridge here over Whitewater Canyon, and there's literally no purpose for it other than construction or something going on in the forest. So again, we'll have to keep an eye on that. No update on the 2 flat rides. They're not here yet, but everything's ready for them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a lot of footers. The construction site keeps growing. The tunnel's like almost ready for the track to go in. It's definitely going in this week. I don't know that for sure, but from what I've been seeing, it looks like it's ready. The crane's obviously there and ready to go. Yeah.
Now, Brendan.
Yep.
I remember you talking about station, how the footers for the station was really short. So do you think that'll lead you to think dive, or do you think it'll still lead you to think wing, but maybe a new type of wing?
It's hard to tell. So great question, because I forgot to bring it up. So here are two potential station locations. We have a group of footers over here where there's a lot of wood, and we have a group of footers over here. These are the two areas that there's been a lot of attention with heavy machinery. If it's here, it kind of looks like there's a turn and like the lift hill would go this way. If it's here, it's almost like it would be a launch coaster. That's what makes this construction project even more confusing. I could not even give you an honest prediction of what I think this is, what I think it could. Oh, wow. Someone just like swore in one of my YouTube videos and like popped up in the comments.
That was great.
Banned.
Banned. Monetization canceled.
No. No money.
Yeah, honestly, we were talking about this on.
How many of Vortex's supports are removed? I see at least 5 or 6.
No, Vortex is missing. No, you're right. 3. Actually, I see what you're talking about now. There's one here and one here, which leads you to believe. And there's
also
here.
one. Yeah, I can see the track connector.
There's 3 sitting in the graveyard. I thought it was 2 originally, so you actually just corrected me. But interesting topic of discussion is, like, what do you guys honestly think this is going to be? Why do you think they started so early?
I'm just gonna make one bold prediction. Vortex is getting repainted when the ride opens.
It might have to be at this point because they spent so much money repainting it, and now it's all damaged and dusted. And
I feel like I'm going on that topic of repainting it. I feel like they also might do that only because people might confuse the ride. Like, I mean, Vortex has, obviously, as we all know, the red color scheme. And, this 2019 project has a kind of like Valhaven's colors, but darker and without the underbelly. So I feel like those colors are, like, really similar, in my opinion. Like in the sense of people probably would confuse them or think that they're both the same ride. So I feel like,
You want to know? I honestly think they chose brown.
Why?
I think it's going in the forest.
It's tree themed.
Oh my God, Mystic Timbers 2.
Someone's echoing.
Everything's wood themed in the park now that they've been building.
It is.
Soaring Timbers.
But it's gorgeous.
Vortex is just a hurricane, dude.
I know. Oh no, I'm talking about like this stuff. What they did with Splashworks over here with the Canadian Muskoka themed viewing area.
Muskoka plunge, more likely to give you a brain aneurysm than an actual good ride.
I'm not going to say what I want to say. But yeah.
At this point, I feel like we can see.
It's just hard. Like, where do you guys honestly? Do you think the station's right over here?
I think it's going to be by Windseeker. It makes more sense to be there.
Yeah, it's going to be right by Windseeker.
You think it's going to be over here?
If they put it back there, there's nothing over there. So all people are going to be doing is walking back and forth on a long path.
Right.
The only reason they should be doing that is going to Splashworks.
The station's definitely not going to be over here by Windseeker and Skyhawk. You mean right here where it's digging currently, right? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Someone tell Fluffy to stop messaging us. We're live.
I agree. I think it's probably going to go over back by Windseeker where they're digging out currently. And at this point, honestly, I think we all can agree that it's either wing or dive. Invert at this point is completely out.
Completely out.
Like, I just don't think they'd be able to do that. Flyer in fly coaster. I think that's the same thing. That's also well. I think we all can agree that it's going to be either wing coaster or dive coaster. Now, depending on like footers and support structures and what we see, as construction goes on, I think we'll be able to clearly point out whether it'll be a dive or a wing coaster.
No, but going back to flying coaster, I think we can all agree a pretzel loop through the lake would look amazing.
That's what a lot of people are suggesting.
It looked awesome, but I don't know if they'd have the ability to do that. I mean, they probably have the ability to do that, but in reality, do we all think that would actually happen?
I mean, it's a B&M, so we never know.
True.
Well, I mean, this thing could be anything. It could end up being a sit down. It could end up being a floorless. We're just going off of like Ziz right now, right? We're focusing on if this thing is Ziz, what is it? What kind of coaster is it going to be?
Yeah, but I think a dive or a wing coaster, like those two types of standout coasters, would work as well. But like a classic sit down looping coaster or floorless would work just as good as those.
I mean, the thing with the floorless and the sit down is I don't think they're still making those. Like they might be making the trains for the floorless, but at least for the sit down, we haven't really seen any new sit down.
What was the newest one? Well, they retrained Hulk and retracked it, but that wasn't a really good enough one. The last one I think was Wildfire.
Yeah, like
so
that was
Professor Chaos in the chat has said it's about 10 meters wide if you measure on Google Maps, and 10 meters wide is exactly the keep out area for a wing rider.
Huh.
So that's quite interesting.
Right. I think at this point, either way, we're all going to be happy. If we're looking at it from a parks perspective, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I feel like dive is more marketable. Like I just see them going with the dive more.
Yeah.
That'll be easier for them to market.
But
and
they could also market it as flying through the forest on the wings of a bird.
They could.
Yeah. But really, they could do that with wing or dive at this point.
I don't think they'd create a dive coaster that's that long.
It's exactly 3 supports long. So I was right. So here's a good picture.
Yeah, so then that's about 10 meters.
I can't see
the exact width of the keep out area for a wing rider.
Oh yeah, that
agree
makes sense that it's a wing coaster.
Yeah.
Just because something hasn't been built in a while doesn't mean it's discontinued. I agree with that, Lord Twinkie.
But it's a really wide tunnel, so it's probably not going to be a normal sit down.
Yeah.
Unless they're adding lighting and fog and electrical, right? We don't know. Oh my God, can Fluffy stop messaging?
I'm going to correct that. I believe Time Machine was the last sit down built.
What year was that added?
I don't know. And whenever Hard Rock Park opened.
Plus, like if you think about it, that's going to be that's really hard to market as just another sit-down coaster. You got to have something special these days.
They can market it as a classic experience, though.
I guess, but
it's like Canada's Wonderland is going back to the classics, something like that. It could make sense.
Or you do something brand new, and that'd probably pull more people. I mean, I have no idea, but.
Right.
So here you can see some of the overnight strobe lights, by the way, what I was talking about on Friday.
Yeah.
There's one there, and there's one here, and there's another one here. You can't see the light, but they're there. There's 1, 2, and 3.
Are they pouring the bottom of the tunnel yet?
Right here in this pic, they're doing half of the bottom of the tunnel.
Okay.
Like if you take that cement truck and the cement truck's probably about 10 meters long, right? It looks about the same width as the tunnel.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So, but this is the perspective. This was 7 p.m. at night. There's a lineup of like 5 cement trucks still waiting to go. Like they're working they're like busting their butts now.
Right.
And then you can see the footers in between here. They're like there, if you look closely.
Yeah. And I guess something else to kind of bring up is, I remember Brendan was talking about this. The footers are like really tiny. I remember you were saying, so like, do you think that the footers being small could affect what ride type it is?
It depends, right? Canada has really strong soil compared to the US. Like, most of Canada, you can have basements. In the US, that's not the case. Not every house can have a basement in the US.
Right.
So sometimes we don't need the styles of footers that American coasters might need. I don't know if that's true. I'm just using what I know about like building, like in housing architecture between the two countries. And I would assume it has an effect on that if it has an effect on basement foundations, right?
Right.
I mean, if you look at Vortex, it's a really high stress ride and its footers are pretty small too.
Yeah, that's true.
There are some big ones. So for example, these ones over here are very large. They have like ladders in them. They're so large. Yeah. So that's what makes me think this isn't a station. This is probably the station area. I mean, they have a lot of fresh wood ready to go right over here, which makes you think that they're going to build something over here.
Yeah.
And this looks like a high pressure ride, so maybe, or a high pressure area, so maybe like an inland loop, dive loop, or some sort of element that's like got a lot of stress.
All the wood could also be theming for the queue line as well. If
it's really ugly wood. Like close. Wood? Yeah, it's like out of form.
I didn't see the wood though. They'd probably do something like soaring timbers or something.
Someone commented. Let's see. I think Canada, we need deeper footers because of the thaw/freezing of the ground in the winter.
The cement truck is 7 to 8 meters long, according to Google.
And I just measured on Google Maps. That third support on the right, if you follow the path of Vortex, it's 10 feet long, which is about 3.3 meters. And if you say, you could like transpose that and say how wide it is.
So it's like 2 supports long.
Wow.
About, right? So does that rule out a wing coaster then?
Not sure.
But then if it rules out a wing coaster, doesn't that rule out a dive coaster too? Because dive coaster trains are wider than wing coaster trains?
Right. So if it ruled out wing, then it'd probably also rule out dive, which then would mean that this would be we'd be looking at something new.
But we're even more lost than we were when we started this.
It could be a launched coaster, just like not a launched wing, but just a launched coaster by B&M.
Actually,
if they want to try out that.
I actually kind of wouldn't rule that out because if I think, like, if I'm looking at the...
look at the long stretch of land that the station and launch track could be on, or the lift.
Exactly.
You just hit it on the dot. So does it launch from here to here, and it's such a high pressure area because it's the first inland loop with all that pressure of the launch?
Right.
Or if they really wanted to try and save space, they could go vertical lift possibly. But I kind of almost doubt that.
B&M
I don't see that. Oh my god, that'd be funny.
I could see it, but I could doubt it just as easily.
But did we see a B&M Giga coming, right? So it's like true story. It could be anything.
Did we see it?
No.
Okay.
Until two people on CW Mania found like the blueprints sitting out in the open. Me, when I'm at Wonderland, I'm going to be looking everywhere.
I'm just going to be peeking at the tunnel.
Cameron just hit it on the dot. This whole project is so confusing, from time frame to the size of it, to it continuously growing, to what we're seeing, what we're not seeing, to the track and everyone in the community being like going, including me, going from one side to the next, then to another. Right. It's just I give up.
I'm going to be focusing less on riding the rides this year and being more looking at this project.
Right? I feel like I'm going to be constantly on this thing.
Windseeker is going to give the best ride in the park.
Honestly, I feel like the main reason why everyone's going crazy is because of the time frame. Like, I remember we've brought this up time and time again. Bow Raven was started construction 6 months before opening, and this is almost 2 years before opening.
Yeah.
So I think part of that is like, okay, so why are they starting so early? What are they doing? And, why did they need to start this early for them to,
Is it a prototype? Do they want that to test it?
Exactly.
They could have the entire thing up by the end of the season and start running it right away.
if it's a dive coaster, they could have this thing done by July, like beginning of July at this point.
Yeah.
Then they could be like, "Oh, this is open now."
That'd be really funny though. Like they open it like the last day of operating season.
Yeah. For season pass holders, we have Sizz. And if you want to ride Leviathan and Behemoth, just get your ass in line. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, language.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That is my
Luckily, in Canada, that's not a swear word.
Buttocks, I mean.
Buttocks. So at this current moment, each of us, what do you think it's going to be? And this is going to change weekly at this point.
Code Plath, go first because I have no clue at this point.
Me too.
Man, it's so hard. Lol. Either a Kumba style ride or a launched BNM sit down.
Kumba style. Oh my god, I wish it was a Kumba style.
That actually be
a classic
fantastic.
intense coaster that all the GP would love.
Where's America? Because he would just say B&M wing. And like, you know, he'd have an answer right away. Just go,
Yo,
what do you
back
want?
the bus up. It's a wing coaster.
America would be yelling at me right now to get back on the wing coaster train.
Someone said ground up RMC. Ha ha ha. Yeah, we wish.
No. B&M RMC collab.
It goes from a BM coaster to suddenly like a bobsled, like RMC, like.
Oh my god.
Bobsled coaster, kill me now.
So what about you, Evan? What do you think it's gonna be?
Evan actually isn't here right now.
Oh, he isn't?
Yeah, Evan. He quietly slipped out.
Oh.
So it's just the three of us.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, at this point, I think we can say, you know, as definite possibilities, wing, dive. Could be something else. Not saying anything else can't happen, but I think what everyone's going with right now is wing or dive. For me, I kind of want to say dive, only because from a marketing standpoint, it seems like that's what they do. I don't know. It seems now. Could it be a wing? Of course. Could I? You know, I think it might, but I just think the layout would have to be like dive or the. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like deep down inside it's going to be a dive coaster for me. I don't know. What do you think, Brendan?
Oh my god.
The opinion's going to change daily at this point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Based off of information today and realizing that this tunnel isn't as wide as we previously thought, I'm going with a B&M sit down. Whether that be floorless or Kumba style or some sort of like first generation B&M kind of concept that isn't like that out of the box. Like I'm not saying 4D or anything. I'm saying maybe like B&M's first launched, like maybe it's going to be like a Maverick style coaster for all we know.
Yeah, maybe.
Look,
maybe it's like B&M's first attempt at like a terrain coaster.
Yeah.
But again, I want to bring up a good point is, as I've said a lot, you guys shouldn't be putting your trust in people like Coaster Studios, people like me, people like Screamscape, and anyone. Obviously, a lot of people are getting this wrong, and a lot of people are jumping to conclusions when that track picture came out, and a lot of people don't know what's going on. So, like, don't use your imagination, as long as it's not an invert, and think what it is. Don't let someone like Coaster Studios, myself, or someone else tell you what it's going to be, because that's no until the park announces it.
You can only let Code Blast tell you.
So just seat down and enjoy the ride.
But safety, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the ride at all times. I'm done.
Just automatically get the auto safety spiel. But I think as a whole, like, I think, you know, whatever let's state the obvious. We're getting a B&M. You're getting a B&M coaster in 2019.
Yeah.
Like, I actually would be just as happy if they got a sit down coaster. Honestly, that'd be amazing. How they would get it into the tunnel, I feel like that'd be pretty cool. I don't know how they would do that, but
Weren't there
obviously,
fountains in the middle of Vortex before?
Yeah, there was. It's gone
Okay.
now. Bye-bye.
No, that was the best part. That you couldn't really see properly because the track was in your face.
I actually have a question that might bring up a good topic. Do we think that they're gonna fill up the water in the tunnel?
No.
Like, are they gonna refill it? Because I had a thought that maybe this would be the end of the water, if you know what I'm saying. Like,
No, the water's coming back for sure. But look here, they built a dam.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I think the water's going to flow through here in the summer, and this part is going to stay unflooded.
Okay.
For now.
For now. I can't predict if they're going to fill it up maybe a little bit. Like, this is from snow. This isn't them filling it up. This is from snow and rain melting right now.
Right.
Yeah. No, but I just noticed something. The footers are at the exact same level as the tunnel edges, and the ground is also at the same level as that at the moment. So they're gonna have to dig down to put the lake back.
Yeah, for sure. The water would flow directly into the tunnel right now.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're definitely gonna roof this.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a possibility.
But yeah, anything else? We can wrap up shortly and then move over to Discord. So all of you should be in Discord.
Right.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
But I think
Discord, you're banned.
Oof.
Even though I don't have that power.
But I think this might, I think this was a really good weekly recap stream, in my opinion. I thought it.
Yeah, we're trying to keep them a lot shorter. We're trying to go over all the news as possible to make it more diverse. Like, we don't want them being an hour and a half, 2 hours long, 3 hours sometimes either.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to pay attention to one comment. Ryan says his uncle got wet from the vortex fountains. And now someone else is saying that too.
But I think this is the end of the stream.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for watching, guys.
All right, see you all later. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Always turn on the post notifications for the Amusement Insiders channel, and we will see you all later. Peace out.
Bye.
See you guys.